The turmoil does not disrupt the deftness of her movements. She expertly dips, then lifts the brooch, letting the tallow harden just enough before lowering it again, never allowing it to linger in the molten heat too long. At least this one will not bring a beating down on our heads by over-dipping the candles or melting them with haste. May everything he touches fade and crumble, she continues, turning to the palest ash and sourest dust. The ferocity of the words, the eerie malevolence of their rhythm, plucks some deeply buried string inside me and sets it a-quiver. Though she does not rhyme, it still sounds like some wicked song, a perverse sort of prayer not intended for the ears of Notre Dieu, but something altogether else. Though I doubt the devil attends to mortal pleadings any more than God himself, who is certainly all but deaf to our predicaments, the savage sound of her curses appeals to me nonetheless. But for all that I like it, I am certain the foreman would not feel the same. Would you hush already? I snap at her under my breath, flicking her a barbed arrow of a look. Unless you yearn to feel a bullwhip on your back. Beelzebub may not be near, but those cabbage ears of his are keener than you'd think. If he thought you might be speaking of Maître Prudhomme, I wouldn't wish to be in your shoes. She pauses in her labor, knuckling away a trailing drop of sweat. When she meets my eyes, hers are as dark as banked coals and unaccountably amused. Did you say Beelzebub, petite? Her chapped lips quirk, tugging to one side, and her eyes ignite with interest. That is what you call the foreman, I take it? I hesitate, cursing myself for this slip of the tongue. There was no need to allow this stranger such an undue glimpse into my mind. Not when the morbid fancies it devises are the only things I can still afford to call my own. It's all right, petite, she coaxes. You can tell me of your thoughts. I will not turn them against you, I swear it. I hesitate another moment, but there is something beguiling about her interest. She looks about 19, a little older than most of the young women indentured here. At 13, I am among the youngest, though little Berthe is only 10. In the sallow gleam of firelight reflected by the tallow, the girl's face is stern and wary. Her mouth sits slightly askew, dragged sideways by the sliver of a scar where someone must have split her lip. But though she is as flushed as any one of us, with damp hair plastered to her head, there is something oddly regal about her bearing. As if she is some secret queen merely disguised as a wretch. Yes, I admit, casting a look over my shoulder to make sure no one else is listening. The foreman, Etienne, is still nowhere to be seen, though he usually drifts stealthily about the floor like some malign wind. Beelzebub, because he is le diable's general and his right hand. So we are in hell then, she surmises with a solemn nod. And Prudhomme, our presiding Lucifer, I suppose. Stands to reason, sure enough. Certainly reeks like the very pit in here. Tell me, petite, how long have you been here? 3 years, I reply, gritting my teeth as the tallow resists my stir. Since the bon soeur at the orphanage indentured me to the maître. There is a contract, they said, a sum I must repay for my freedom. But if there is truly such a paper, I have never seen it. Such an irony, to be sentenced to this miserable enfer by a clutch of nuns, she mutters, her mouth twisting viciously against the seam of her scar. I'll tell you, should I ever find myself cast into true perdition, you had best believe I will have earned my own way there, rather than allowing myself to be tricked by a man again. What happened to you? I cannot keep myself from asking. How did you come to be here? I gave my heart to a gutless canaille with a cherub's face, she grinds out, spitting into the tallow. He dragged me to the gaming halls in Montmartre nearly every night, gambled on my sight. But even a gift of prophecy like mine may sometimes grow clouded with such overuse. And then